Brace yourself. What you're about to step into isn't entertainment, it's survival raw and unfiltered. Out here, the wild doesn't play fair. Predators lurk in shadows, invasive beasts tear through fertile land like storms, and the men and women who rise to stop them gamble with their very lives. This is nature's battlefield. It's war in the forest, war in the fields, war on the very doorstep of our homes. From the boar-ravaged hills of Arkansas to the dragon-infested isles of Indonesia, this is the story of hunters who stand their ground when nature itself seems determined to push humanity aside. Razor-sharp tusks. Venom-laced bites. Stampedes that sound like thunder rolling across the earth. Every hunt is a gamble. One wrong move and it's all over. But one thing is certain, when balance is shattered, hunters rise. And the question is, would you join them? Chapter 1, The Enemy in the Forest. Let's start with the wild boar, an animal both feared and despised across continents. On the surface, they look like oversized pigs. But make no mistake, these are armored tanks of muscle and rage. The males can weigh up to 400 pounds, sprinting at speeds of 30 miles per hour, tusks curved like sabers that slice flesh like butter. Every year, in the US alone, wild boars cause an estimated $2.5 billion in agricultural damage. Cornfields stripped bare overnight. Orchards destroyed in hours. Livestock threatened. Families left wondering how they'll recover. In Arkansas, Texas, and beyond, farmers fight a war that doesn't end. And unlike native wildlife, these invaders don't stop to rest. They breed at an astonishing rate. One sow can birth 2 litters a year, up to 12 piglets at a time. Left unchecked, a single pair becomes hundreds within just a few seasons. This isn't just a nuisance. It's an invasion. That's where the hunters step in. Armed with rifles, shotguns, and the oldest ally known to mankind, the dog. Dogs bred and trained for courage. Their ears perk at the faintest rustle, their noses lock onto scent trails invisible to human senses. And when the bark erupts, you know, it's on. Chapter 2, The First Encounter. We push deep into the timberland. The dogs weave ahead, tails stiff, their bodies electric with instinct. Suddenly, a howl pierces the silence. They've locked on. Heartbeats quicken. Safety catches flick off. Every hunter knows what's coming. The brush explodes. A herd of boars crashes into the open, eyes glowing red with fury. The earth shakes under their charge. Rifles snap to shoulders. Fingers tighten. Crack. The first shot finds its mark, a massive boar folding mid-stride. Chaos reigns, dogs barking, hunters shouting, tusks flashing in the dim light. Another beast charges. One hunter misses his first shot, panic flaring, but the second bullet drops the monster just feet away. The cost of hesitation could have been blood spilled on the soil. Victory here is survival. But this war is far from won. Chapter 3, The Festival of the Hunt. Each spring, in Jasper, Arkansas, the hunting community gathers in a tradition that's both celebration and necessity. The Wild Boar Festival. What looks like competition is, in reality, a line of defense. Hundreds of hunters set out, dogs leading the way, rifles primed. Their goal? To cull as many boars as possible, to give farmers even a few weeks of relief from the relentless destruction. Children watch their parents drag in beasts the size of small cars. Elders swap tales of hunts that nearly ended in tragedy. But beneath the laughter and pride, everyone knows the truth, this isn't sport. It's survival, dressed up as celebration. And the numbers show it. Year after year, thousands of boars are taken. Yet the population remains stubborn, rising again like a tide that refuses to be turned. Chapter 4, Close Calls. Every hunter has a story of the one that almost got him. Picture this, dusk falling, shadows lengthening, the forest alive with tension. The dogs bay furiously, locked on something big. Then it comes, a colossal boar, shoulders rippling with power, charging straight through the underbrush. One hunter steadies his rifle, but the shot glances. The beast barely slows. Tusks swing upward, carving the air. At the last second, his partner fires, dropping the animal mid-lunge. The adrenaline lingers for hours, the memory forever. These moments are why hunters speak with reverence. Why they say, it's not us against them, it's us surviving them. Chapter 5, Beyond the Boar. But boars aren't the only enemies. Across the world, hunters face beasts just as terrifying, just as relentless. In the islands of Indonesia, Komodo dragons, the largest lizards on Earth, stalk goats, cattle, even humans. Their bite carries venom, their patience unmatched. Hunters there tell of dragons waiting in silence, then striking with a force that leaves no second chance. In Africa, baboon raids leave farmers helpless. Entire crops vanish in hours, orchards stripped bare by troops of cunning primates. Hunters here battle not just strength, but intelligence, a foe that learns, adapts, and taunts. And back in the US, coyotes and wolves test the line between wilderness and farmland, their howls echoing across the night. Every predator has its place, but when balance breaks, when populations spiral out of control, it falls to the hunters to restore order. Chapter 6, The Reckoning. By now, the pattern is clear. Nature is beautiful, but it is not gentle. It doesn't pause to ask permission. It doesn't wait for humanity to catch up. It surges forward, teeth bared, claws ready. And the hunters? They're not villains. They're guardians. Each shot fired is a stand for balance, for survival, for the fragile line that separates order from chaos. Yes, it's dangerous. Yes, it's bloody. But without it, the fields rot, the herds fall, and communities crumble. Hunting isn't cruelty, it's responsibility, born of necessity. Chapter 7, The Call. So I'll ask you again, would you dare step into the forest when the ground shakes under the hooves of a charging herd? Would you face tusks gleaming in the dark, knowing that hesitation means death? If your answer is yes, drop a 1 in the comments. Share your story. And if you want to see more of these hidden battles, more of these untold stories where man meets beast head-on, subscribe and stay locked in. Because out here, in the fields, forests, and mountains, survival isn't handed out. It's earned. Earned through courage. Earned through sacrifice. Earned one hunt at a time. This is the saga of the wild. And it's only just beginning. The forest falls silent. A shadow moves. The air sharpens. Then, chaos. A wild boar charges through the brush, tusks gleaming like curved daggers. In that instant, the hunter and the hunted collide in a battle as old as time. Tonight, we're not just telling a story of survival, we're stepping into the frontline war against invasive species that are rewriting the balance of nature. From the dense woodlands of Arkansas to the burning savannas of Africa, from rivers haunted by monitor lizards to islands ruled by Komodo dragons, this is a saga of man versus beast, conservation versus chaos. If your heart can take it, stay locked in. If not, look away now. The boar invasion. It begins in America's heartland. Arkansas. Once upon a time, in the 1970s, there were just 5,000 wild boars roaming the state. A nuisance, but nothing unmanageable. Fast forward to 2023, the population explodes to over 1 million. That's a 20-fold surge. Farmers call them land wreckers. Scientists call them an ecological nightmare. Hunters? They just call them the enemy. Milky Way scene, the hunt. The night is still. I wait, crouched low. Suddenly, a rustle. A shadow darts. My rifle cracks, the lead boar drops instantly. The herd scatters like bullets. I pivot, fire again. Another one falls, but the faster ones vanish into the dark. The dogs leap ahead, noses to the ground. One pins a young boar against a fallen log. Another beast bolts through the trees, tusks flashing. I steady my scope, breathe slow, squeeze the trigger. 3 shots. It finally collapses. Every hunt feels like a war. And it is. A war for crops. For safety. For survival. Skull the cost of inaction. Boars tear through farmland, destroy habitats, trample gardens, and even kill livestock. In some states, damages top $2.5 billion annually. Grandpa's once lush garden now lies in ruins, an echo of what countless families face. This is not sport. It's defense. Shielding our lands from ruin. The monitor lizard threat. Shift continents. To the sweltering tropics. Here, under blistering sun and pulsing jungle, stalks another enemy, the monitor lizard. Some stretch up to 10 feet, with claws that slice like razors and tongues flicking like sonar. Once revered as ancient guardians, they are now invaders, bold, fearless, and growing in number. Eyes encounters. They raid chicken coops. Rip open gardens. Terrorize parks. Pets vanish overnight, their shredded collars the only sign left. Imagine this. You're walking home, arms full of groceries, when a shadow slides across your path. A monitor lizard, bigger than a dog, head tilting, claws clicking on asphalt. One wrong move, and it lunges. Fire control measures. Hunters move in groups of 4. Always in dry seasons, to avoid breeding times. Every strike must be deliberate. No wasted shots. A small caliber rifle. Or a precise shotgun. Aim carefully, miss, and its fury is unleashed. Each kill is logged: size, weight, location. Because this isn't just hunting. It's conservation. Safari's deadliest clashes. From invasive battles to ancient kings of the wild. Africa. Here, every step is a gamble. Lions stalk the tall grass. Elephants roam with the strength to flatten steel. Buffalo thunder with horns sharp enough to pierce bone. And yet, the greatest danger is not them, it's us. Lions. Once 450,000 strong in 1955, lions now number fewer than 200,000. Poaching for bones and skins fuels a black market where bones sell for $1,000 per pound. Tribes once revered them. Now, greed slaughters them. If you face one, don't run. Lock eyes. Stand firm. Back away slowly. One mistake, and you'll never outrun those jaws. Elephants. Gentle giants, until rage takes them. Over 100 vehicles smashed yearly in Botswana alone, costing over $1.2 million. Imagine a wall of muscle charging, tusks lowered. There's no negotiation. Buffalo, the Black Death. Weighing 2,000 pounds, thundering at 35 miles per hour. Hunters call them the Black Death for a reason. You smell them before you see them. If they charge, don't run. Drop a jacket, confuse their poor vision, and pray it's enough. These aren't just beasts. They are titans. And every encounter is a razor's edge between awe and annihilation. Coyote crisis in Montana. North America again. Montana. In 2010, 5,200 coyotes stormed farms in 1 year. They crippled 11,000 cows, killed 840 donkeys, and caused $25 million in damages. Ranchers called it war. Eagles as weapons. Montana unleashed a sky army. Golden eagles, trained under strict 2-year permits, unleashed at 80 miles per hour, crushing coyotes with talons gripping 400 psi. Over 1,000 coyotes fall annually. But laws are tight. Abuse the permit, and it's a $50,000 fine and 5 years behind bars. Because balance matters. Even in war. The Dragon Isles of Indonesia. And then, the deadliest of all. Indonesia. On the Isles of Komodo, Rinca, and Flores, a dinosaur still walks, the Komodo dragon. Up to 11 feet long, 160 pounds of armored muscle, and a bite that rots flesh. Only 3,200 remain. Protected, yet feared. They kill goats, deer, even humans. Farmers lose over $5 million annually. Hunters track them carefully, rifles chambered, bait laid. Last year, 850 were culled, easing farm losses but sparking global outrage. It is a paradox. To save humans, we must sometimes hunt legends. Finale, the eternal struggle. From the forests of Arkansas to the dragon-ruled islands, from coyotes on the plains to lions on the savanna, this is the eternal clash. Not man against nature, but man forced to restore balance when nature spirals out of control. Every hunt, every patrol, every conservation law is a page in this story. But here's the truth, the wild will always test us. Sometimes, it will break us. But it will also remind us of who we are, fragile, daring, survivors. The battle isn't over. Not today. Not ever. If this journey shook you, hit like. Share it so more eyes see the truth. Comment below, which beast would you face? And which one would you run from? Subscribe now, for more untamed sagas, more battles for balance, and more heart-pounding encounters with the wild. Because out here, survival is never guaranteed.